Hey guys, Akhtar Khan here from Reaching Excellence, and in this video I'm going to talk about time management specifically for entrepreneurs. Now if you're new here at Reaching Excellence, we help people to break through the upper limit so they can make the impossible possible and reach excellence in both their business and personal life. My personal background is I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, property, mergers and acquisitions, peak performance coaching, and more recently private equity. Now look guys, one of the things I want to do is give you some practical tips because we have so many business owners that come into our academy and we have people come to us for coaching and private work that have this challenge of being stressed, overwhelmed, and not enough hours in the day, and it's something I've personally experienced. So I want to give you guys some practical tips, the A to Z, to stay through to the very, very end, because I want to give you an understanding to shift your mindset around the value of time. So the first thing I want to talk about is this. Time is the most valuable thing that you'll have. The second most valuable thing is going to be your attention and focus. So time is the most valuable thing that we got. And I want to talk to you from two perspectives. From a business perspective, but also from a personal life perspective. As a 50-year-old man, you know, my time has become more and more valuable as I've become older, because guess what? There's not much runway left. So the next 10 or 20 years, however long I'm going to live, that time is really precious for me. And I'm at a stage of my life right now where I'm going to have more time to do the things that matter the most to me rather than working, okay? So it's important that we balance personal time, if you like, and the things that we want to do, i.e. live life according to our values, because that time is priceless. Time with your family, time with your kids, time with your loved ones, time doing things that are important to you, hobbies, traveling, whatever it is, that time is precious, okay? So equally, that means we have to organize the time that we have in our business. So two things I want you to do here is just think about and consider what is the value of your time in business. All too often I see people, and you know, as entrepreneurs, they're wearing so many hats and they actually don't realize they're doing all these things, spinning all these plates, and that has a massive negative impact on their well-being, their productivity, their stress, their overwhelm, even their personal lives. So the first thing I want you to do is understand this. What is the value of your time on an hourly basis? You know, what is it that you do? What's your highest value task? Is that closing a deal? Is that closing an M&A deal? Is that closing an investor? What is that time worth? Okay, and then cost that out. So if, for example's sake, it takes you a certain amount of hours to close a deal, how many hours did it take you to close a deal? And what's the value of your typical deal? If your typical deal is worth £500,000 a year in revenue, you calculate what that is worth, and you look at what the time it takes to do that deal is versus what the payoff is. When people do this, and I get people to do this, especially my clients, when they come to me, I go like, let's work out what your time is. And they realize their highest value tasks can be worth tens of thousands of pounds, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. Then I ask them, well, why are you then messing around doing admin? Why are you like messing around building your website? Okay, does it make sense for you to do that? No, it's actually a cost to you and a cost to your business, but it's a bigger cost in terms of your personal life, because rather than doing things that you can delegate out for £10, £100, £1,000, you're messing around, piddling around with admin and, you know, a website and whatever else, okay? You're literally almost sabotaging yourself by doing that, because once you understand you can delegate things and just give them out, you look at your task and go, what do I need to do here? Is this the highest value task that's in my zone of genius, something I love doing that's going to make tens, 20, 100,000 pounds profit, or is this something I can pay someone 10, 20, 30, $50 an hour to do, or pounds an hour to do, that's going to free up my time, okay? So you need to understand the value of your time on a personal level, and you need to understand the value of your time from a business perspective. For me personally, there's only four things I do. I coach, I close, I create content, and I make connections. Everything else gets delegated to my team, and if I'm not doing that, I want to be living life according to my values, which is time with my kids, time with my loved ones, traveling and doing fun things, because guess what? Your business is not the end goal. Your business is the vehicle to get you from where you are now to living the life that you want to have on your terms. And it's so easy when you're caught up in the midst of everything and working in the business to lose track of that, okay? Look, here's the other thing that happens. I want to talk about the detrimental impacts of not managing your time properly. Stress, overwhelm, burnout, health challenges. And the thing is, I've seen it with guys where they're so stressed and overwhelmed, they start, you know, to use vices to kind of numb themselves. You know, they'll drink, they'll go out, they'll take, you know, they'll party. They might go and, you know, get themselves involved in things that are not so good for their health, right? The problem with that is you're just trying to, if you like, soothe yourself from the excess stress that you're creating for yourself by working as much as you're working. It just doesn't work. It's not sustainable. I've seen guys that they work really hard, then they go party really hard, and of course they've got to recover from the partying. It doesn't work. So look, I want to give you some practical techniques, okay, to manage your time effectively. I think one of the things that's really important to do is to time block, right? Allocate a certain amount of time per day to do your deep work and the most effective work. I use the first 4 hours of the day to do what's called deep work. Deep work is where you can focus, it's your most creative, it requires the most amount of headspace. And if you think about it, research says that we can do 4 hours of deep work. Anything more than that, the brain's capacity to do things diminishes. We get what's called decision fatigue. So what is decision fatigue? Decision fatigue is where you mentally don't have the energy and the capacity to make a decision. Now guys, I can tell you this now, there's been times when I used to buy into that whole hustle, work hard mentality. I'd have 2-3 days of working so hard, and I'd get to the point where my brain was fried. I couldn't then make a decision about what to have for lunch. And then what happens is you've got decision paralysis. You're screwed. You just don't want to get yourself to that point. In one of my previous videos, I said as an entrepreneur, there's 3 things you need to do. You need to see yourself like you're a peak performance athlete, right? You need to train, which is sharpen the sword, sharpen your tool, okay? You being the tool. The second thing is you need to perform at work. And the third thing is you need to take time out to rest, okay? So you want to be looking at how you can block your time out, and it's important that you block time out in your diary to rest. Okay, I actually found I became way more productive when I started to work 3 days a week instead of 5 or 6. Now, what this forces you to do is to delegate all the things that are unnecessary. It's so easy to go, I'm going to do this, and have this huge, long to-do list. All you want to be doing is focusing on the task that's going to move the needle in the quickest, most efficient way, but also it's the highest value task. This is why, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, it's important that you separate and segregate what's the value of a task. Is this a £10 task, a £100 task, a £1,000 task, and can I delegate it out instead of working on the business or working in the business and doing it myself, okay? So time blocking is a really important thing to do. Time tracking, like how much time does it actually take you to do something, is important, because it's so easy when we're doing things to just kind of get caught up with what am I doing and not make a log. If you've got staff that work for you, if you've ever had a VA, there's time tracking software that you can use. One that we use is called Time Doctor. You can use it with yourself, and it takes little screenshots of your screen, so you can look to see what have you done throughout the day, how much time is it taking you, can you've done it in a more efficient way. I personally think if I can get everything done in a day within like 3 or 4 hours, I'd rather take the afternoon off and go chill, relax, go sit in the spa, go have lunch with someone, go make those connections, or even take the dog for a walk and go hang out with the kids. That's way more fulfilling and nourishing for the soul than me being sat at a laptop working 7-8 hours a day or more or longer. So it's important that you use tools like that. So you want to be time blocking out, you want to be using some sort of time tracking software. You also want to be making sure that you can delegate everything out and having a review. If you don't have a team of people around you, then it's important that you are accurately seeing where you're at with what you do, but also it's important that you measure your stress levels. There's things out there like Whoop devices, Fitbits and things like that to see how stressed you are, because the problem we have as entrepreneurs is we get tunnel vision. When you're focused on the task and you're locked on, hunter-gatherer mode kicks in, you don't care about anything, you don't feel the stress that's going on in your body, but you get on and do the task. A few hours later, then you wind down from it and you don't realize how stressed you are. So having some kind of feedback, whether that's some kind of device or whether it's your significant other, telling you when you're stressed, is going to help you to come back to a place where you can go and rest, okay? So I think the thing that you need to prioritize here, and I'll give you some tips for prioritization, is you need to prioritize your well-being more than anything, okay? You cannot perform as a top athlete without having the rest and relaxation that you need to recover. I used to train, I've had some great personal trainers, some of them were pro bodybuilders and pro fitness athletes. They told me and they taught me that actually it's all in the recovery. It's not how often you train, it's how well you recover, how well you nourish your body, how well you sleep, how well you hydrate, how much time you give yourself to be in that rested state. It's important, and I believe it's exactly the same thing as an entrepreneur. So taking time out is productive. Taking time out is healthy. Taking time out and a few days off so you can rest, recover, switch off from work. Then when you go back to work, you're recharged, you're energized. and you're full of beans and you feel confident and motivated to do things, it's a better way of doing things rather than being stressed out, overwhelmed and procrastinating. Okay, so guys, I think the other thing that's really important is that you get yourself into a habit and you have consistent patterns and routines, consistently like time block, consistently feedback on where your time is being spent, consistently take rest, and also look at where you can focus on your zone of genius and the highest value tasks that are going to move the needles, and what else can you delegate off the table, give to other people to do so you don't have to do it. So guys, this is like my best tips for keeping your time management in check. Time, again, I want to reiterate this, time is the most valuable thing that you've got. There are people out there that I know that don't work very much because they've got things systemized and well set up. They have the time to go and live life on their terms, and I think I'd encourage you to do the same. Doesn't matter where you're starting out. You might be starting out right now, you might have different hats on, you might be in a build phase, but eventually you want to get to the point where you're delegating things out, you're managing your time effectively, and you've got that good work-life balance, and that's where you're going to be happy. The thing is this, guys, right? What I've seen inside of my academy with the guys that we coach and mentor is that the guys that are the happiest and the most balanced tend to be the most successful. The guys who are stressed, overwhelmed, they've got challenges at home, their relationships are stressed and strained because of it, they're not happy. All that stress and chaos doesn't lead to productivity and profits, okay? So being peaceful, being happy and having things in balance and your time organized is going to allow you to be more discerning and more focused on what you do and make conscious decisions rather than reacting. So there you go, guys. There's my tips for time management. I hope you found this video useful. Like, subscribe, put your comments and questions below. And if you want to learn more about this stuff, go look around this video and think about joining our men's group, okay? The Gentlemen of Excellence. We teach things in there around mindset, around leadership, around business, around peak performance, okay? So guys, hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.